All right, welcome everybody. So this is a video for the Accurate Skip Sapphire, some of the ace lines that I use it for. I've had a few people ask, so here we go. It's going to move pretty quick. I'll do my best to explain kind of as the videos go, but the idea is that you can kind of pause it and check out the lines that I use. So we're going to go in order to challenge the valley, starting with Blueberry Thicket, hole number 8. Just kind of a big flex shot. Try to land it just before the basket on a backhand and just let it pop right up. This is a line I just recently started and it's actually working pretty well for me. The next one is Herring Woods, hole number 1. I like to go kind of high above the bush, that way if I miss it doesn't go as far. There's a lot of different ways to ace this hole, but definitely a good hole for that Skip Sapphire. As you can see there, you don't have to rely on that tree to pop you up into the basket. This is one I use very often and get it pretty often. Just a little flex shot around the tree. I like to land down the hill a ways and let it pop up and just slide into the basket. That was Herring Woods, hole number 2. This is number 7, so there's 3 holes on this course. I think a lot of people use the glide skip on this, but the Sapphire is the perfect disc. I want to get a cleaner line here, so we're going to show that one again, but as you know, there's lots of different ways to get this one to fall into the basket. But I like to slide to the left, either the middle chevron or the top chevron, depending on the wind, and then just kind of flex around and pop up right into the basket. That's one I get pretty often now too with the Sapphire, and I don't have to worry about it going way too far with the rive. So this is kind of a newer one as well I started using. Just depends on the wind. Just a forehand around, but you kind of have to miss that tree. So this one's more risky. I don't use that as often. A lot of times I'm just playing it safe there, but it is possible. Same with this one. I don't go for this one very often because it can go long. But this is Coyote Canyon 1. That last one was Cahill Park 5. But this is doable. It's just you got to worry about going long OB. This one, I usually use the rive on this one, but it is doable even in default aim, but I lowered it a little bit with the Accurate Skip Sapphire. Get a nice little ace on Coyote Canyon, hole number 4. And then there's another one, Coyote Canyons, this is number 6. This one actually is not as risky as I kind of thought initially, because if you miss, you know, it goes by 70-80 feet and you can usually make that comeback. But if you can just barely miss the big rock formation in the middle, then you got a good shot at it falling in. This is Cahill Backwoods 3. You notice here the strokes. This one you have to pretty much have a 2 or 3 tailwind. So that's why I didn't feel like keep resetting and getting the perfect wind. Then here we go with hole number 7 on Cahill Backwoods. Little forehand. You got it just between these trees here, and it gives you a good shot at popping up and in. That's one I'll use sometimes. It just kind of depends on how the round's going, but there's some danger there if you hit a tree. This is probably one of the ones I get the most often. Pretty good with this one. Top chevron just right there on the top of the basket, and just hit this little gap here and pop it up. Oh, and it fell out. Let's get that one again. This one I don't throw if it's like a 2 or 3 tailwind, just because you got to worry about OB, but any other winds I'm definitely going for this one. And this is Downtown number 2. So there you go, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed. Maybe this will convince you to throw that Skip Sapphire. It's an awesome disc. Again, sorry I wasn't able to kind of talk through them a little slower, but hopefully you can pause it and check out those lines and add to your game. All right. As always, guys, thanks for watching me play some DGV.